What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Off the Wall. For those that's new to my channel, Off the Wall is my segment where I like to go through my vinyl collection and why are they in my collection to begin with. So today, as you can see, today I'm gonna be talking about one of my favorite albums. I remember just growing up listening to this album. This album had a hold on me for like a whole summer. Like '05, '06, something like that. Today I'm gonna be discussing Young Jeezy. Let's get it. Thug Motivation 101. Man, this is like, to me, honestly, I think this is probably one of the best hip hop debut albums. Period. This album is just ridiculous. Ooh, the vinyl was sick. Look at that. And be truthfully honest with you, as a kid, I never owned the album. Only had the bootleg. We were burning music around that time, but I never had the album. So when I got the vinyl and finally looked through it, I was like, okay, that's how the album looked. But the white vinyl, clean. It's just clean. I got this as a gift too. It was like a birthday gift, so this was pretty cool. The back of it, just in case. All right, let me put this down, man. This album dropped July 26, '05. So yes, that whole summer of '05, me and my friends were only listening to this album. Literally from the moment we woke up to the moment we went to sleep. Even before this album, the Trap or Die mixtapes, Boys in the Hood album mixtape. For the real Young Jeezy fans, you know about Boys in the Hood. But just a huge Jeezy fan at that moment in my life. This album, I think, aged like fine wine. So I'm going to go through some of my favorite moments on this album and just talk about the impact this album has and why it's in my collection. So let's get to it. Just the way it starts so menacing with Thug Motivation 101. That intro, always had a problem. I always wish Standing Ovation was the intro and Thug Motivation came after it. It's just that Standing Ovation just sounded like an opener to me. But going back and re-listening to this album recently to get prepared for this, that intro, dun, 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 you gotta believe. Like Jeezy's voice was an instrument. Like, you ain't never seen them pies. Like, talking so much white it'll hurt your eye. And it's not like, for all the hip hop fans who follow my page and subscribe, if you are, appreciate it. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. But for all my hip hop lovers on my page, I know Jeezy doesn't have the best lyric prowess. I know he's not. He doesn't have that, but I do think it's a skill in what he does. That slim is so simple. Like, I think he even said it. I give it to you straight, no metaphor, or something like that. He has a line like that somewhere. Maybe even on this album. Just that voice and that, you ain't never seen them pies. I'm talking so much white it'll hurt your eyes. Yeah, I really lived it, man. It's just dope. And look at that opening line, yo. I used to hit the kitchen lights, cockroaches everywhere. Hit the kitchen lights, now it's marble floors everywhere. Like, what? That's hard. That is a hard opening line to your debut album. And one thing that's funny about Jeezy that I noticed in this album, he would change the rhyme every 4 words, like every 4 bars or whatsoever. So you go, dun 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 night, come on, hit the kitchen lights, now it's marble floors everywhere. Then he'll flip it and go to call the carpenter, my roof's missing. Like that's just so dope. And the production on this album with Shorty Red and just the fleet of that southern producers he had at the time on this album just created. I always say, like, you got to give T.I. his credit for trap music. I need to do a T.I. episode, but sidebar. You got to credit T.I. just for he wasn't the first guy from the South making raps about selling drugs by any means, but he did coin the phrase. He did coin the term put into the hip hop culture. Like, and his second album, trap music, is, yeah. So I think this album. So even though T.I. may have started it, Jeezy definitely took that shit and ran crazy with it. Gucci too, but Jeezy right here, this moment, it was insane. Straight drop this and ziplock that. Right up on my waist where I kept that strap. Like, come on, man. These are more than words. Like, his voice is just, it's a perfect rap voice. Fuck you rap niggas, I'd rather listen to your instrumentals. He was just popping this shit on gangster music, right? Like I thought I was really at 15, just turning 15, July. That's literally a month after my birthday. Just turning 15. I thought this shit was like the greatest shit on the planet. You couldn't tell me shit. I thought I was the toughest listening to this. I sold 100 keys listening to this, and I was still. It wasn't at all. But the thug motivation it gave me. I sound like an infomercial. The thug motivation that this album gave me, and they don't drink Pepsi. They only sell Coke. Come on, man. Let's get it with the Scarface sample. Dun 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 dun. And then what? Which was I would assume that was the first single, I believe. Yeah. And then what was the first official single? Obviously, we heard Trap or Die and Air Forces and all that, but this was the first official single produced by Manny Fresh, and that was when Manny Fresh was in that. He was in his bag. That was around the time he did this. He did Top Back. Big shit popping. Like all that shit was in this era. Also the cars real big. Everything big. For those who know Manny Fresh. Speaking of which, Manny Fresh doesn't get the proper respect he deserves. Just throw that out there. But first I'm gonna stack my flow, and then what? Then I'm gonna stack some more. And then what? Close shopping, I do my count, how the rest of the yams at my auntie house. Listen to shit he's saying on this commercial ass record. Like, and just that boom, 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 boom. Like Manny Fresh sound is just so fucking unique and dope, man. Like it's just bugging out re-listening to this is like, damn, like good times in music. Very good times in music. Go Crazy, post-retirement Jay-Z verse, classic record. Am I tripping for those who gonna know? And I think I'm probably like 80% right. But I swore the first couple copies of whatsoever this album had Fat Joe on it. Like it was Fat Joe and Jeezy. I could be so wrong. But it's somewhere in my mind. I feel like it's, and I know I have an iPad here. I just don't want to do it. I just felt like Fat Joe was on the song for some reason. But anyway, Go Crazy is so bum 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 bum. Like everything about that song. Bum bum bum. I was tossing them hoes. Time to re-up, gotta recycle the flow. He said, I'm emotional. I hug the block. I love my Glock. Hand screws everything around me, so what's realer? About the Skrilla called me a ghost face killer. And Ghostface is in the video. I thought that was dope. Fucking classic record. Now when they play the new Jeezy, watch the dope boys go crazy. Damn, that's so crazy. No pun intended, but that's such a great fucking record, man. All around, great fucking record. Go Crazy. With the whole verse, when Puff was in that tub spilling mo, I was at my video, Chris on a speedboat. In my lifetime, nigga, go do the research. St. Thomas, my nigga, that was me first. Just a classic fucking song. All around. All the verses, Hove included, the beat, everything. Just a moment, right? And Hove, what made it so special is that Hove didn't do that. He only did that, obviously. Jeezy and Ross were signed to Def Jam, and he was the president at the time, which I'm pretty sure why it led, and Kanye as well, why, they got the post-retirement Hove verses, but he ain't do it with everybody on Def Jam. You know what I mean? Like, to get that whole verse on your debut album is something crazy. So I would think Jeezy was probably going crazy when he got the whole verse. Is like when Ross got the Hustler remix whole verse back. Just good times, man. Last Ever Dime Breed. My Hood is like, it's one of those ones that it sounds like a. I want to know if HBCU's bands have done that. So I'm pretty sure they have. But it just gives me that vibe that obviously Georgia sound just bum 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 bum. Everything I do it for my hood. Like it's just so. It's so. I know that I shouldn't be using these words and Jeezy in the same music in the same sentence, but it's like a warmth feel. Like my mom can enjoy that song. You know what I mean? Like it's not that harsh. The hood love Jeezy, then I love him back. Like. And if I could, I loan you a stack or some shit he said like that. Take it back to 16 with a bankroll. Bottom of the Map is probably my favorite song on here. No, top 3 songs on this album. Bottom of the Map is fucking crazy. When that beat drops. Hey, told y'all. It's so hard. Like that's who did that? Drummer Boy? Shawty Red on the track. That shit is the quintessential trap sound. That shit is so fucking hard. If you haven't listened, who hasn't listened to this album? Go back and listen to this album and listen to Bottom of the Map and just hey, like just hear that shit. Like, oh my gosh. I do it for the trappers with the rocks. Come on, that shit tough. I'm strapped up. I'm iced out. Nigga play is lights out. Now get your mind right is my favorite song on the album, and it's dope that they both follow each other. One follows the other, but I want to rap it, but I'm gonna save it for my best line. But get your mind right is next level Jeezy shit. Like just stupid. Like, just stupid. Trap Star is another one of those feel good records. I'm a TRAPSTR. Big shoes on the car. She likes it. She likes it. Man, we don't give Jeezy enough credit for just his to be his first album, and his song hooks game was crazy. Like it ain't that many features that's taken like the duty like of the songs. Like back then, you would have the features, but they wouldn't fill up your whole album. So you get on this album, you get the Jay-Z, you might get Manny Fresh ad libs here and there, you might get a T.I. and Scrappy. You know what I mean? But it's so far in between that we don't forget it's your album. Trap Star was crazy. Trap Star was crazy. Bang. We won't admit it now. Let me just preface this real fast. We won't admit it now. We won't admit it now. But at one point in time, Scrappy, yeah, was that guy. Like, now we won't admit that. But on top of that, he had the best verse in this song. Period. Scrappy verse on here is just insane. Like his run with all the Lil Jon shit, the Crime Mob shit, the Trillville shit, the I'm a King with T.I. and Big Country at the time off the Hustle and Flow soundtrack. It was his own solo stuff, Problems, Money in the Bank. Oh my gosh, Scrappy had a run. Don't Get Caught, probably my least favorite. Soul Survivor. It's nothing more I can say. It's nothing I can say about that song that shows as much gratitude as it deserves. That song is just amazing. It probably made Akon that hook guy for that moment before he signed T-Pain and T-Pain took that job. But this was the one that we saw and we was like, oh shit, that's a crazy fucking record. Now I hear stories about how that record was made and how reluctant Jeezy was to even make that record. And every artist always, the one that's the biggest, the one that really works, they always, I didn't even like it, or I didn't even want to do it. Like, good thing you got. That's why you need people in your corner sometimes who don't just. Sometimes you need people in your corner just to point you in the right direction when you're not focused, or even if you don't want to go in the direction. Like, imagine if Jeezy didn't do Soul Survivor. Like, come on, man. Trap or Die, but you already know that's. Tear It Up with Lloyd. Damn, that song was dope. With Slick Puller, that was dope too. That's How You Feel, sitting 24 inches off the ground. I swear, Trap or Die, That's How You Feel, Air Forces was all on mixtapes prior to this album. Talk to Him. I think Talk to Him it's the first glimpse I think we got of Jeezy. If Jeezy doesn't make this song, I don't think we get if Jeezy doesn't make this song, I don't think we get the recession. Like, I think this song was the prelude to the recession. Like, the sound of it, everything about it, the sample, like his story, everything was. This song could fit on the recession. And then you close out with Air Forces. Like, come on, dog. Like, it's not really a bad song on this album, and it's 19 records. That's like get rich type shit. But let me get into my best songs. I feel like I already said them. Bottom of the Map, Get Your Mind Right, Soul Survivor. Fuck am I thinking? Soul Survivor. Worst song, Don't Get Caught. I never really liked that song at all. Best line, he said, I'm the realest nigga in it. You already know. Got Trap of the Year 4 times in a row. What they give you? A lifetime supply of baking soda clientele, a Rolly watch, 2 pots, and 3 scales. Plus the birds fly down south to Georgia for the summer. Like, what they give you? A lifetime supply of baking soda clientele, a Rolly watch, 2 pots, and 3 scales. That's just ill. That's my favorite. Let's wrap this up though.
I'm the realest nigga in it. You already know.
Rapping ass niggas, you better do numbers. In closing, man, when it comes to Young Jeezy's debut album, Thug Motivation 101, I never really call it Let's Get It. I know I said it at the beginning, but I never called this album Let's Get It. Which is probably a horrible album title. Now I'm thinking back at it. He should just named it Thug Motivation 101. Freaking classic, man. I'm glad I have this in my collection. Like, this album is so good. Like, it's crazy how good this album is from a production standpoint, from just the story of Young Jeezy, his voice, even his raps to an extent. Like, it all feels good. And it had a moment. I think this record is probably, what he do, like he did like 3 times platinum off this album. From that point, we get the Inspiration, which I don't like at all. We get the Recession, and what's the last Jeezy album I like? Seen It All. That's probably my last one I like. I really like. But Jeezy, man, I feel like I feel like Jeezy's gonna. This is gonna sound sad. I feel like Jeezy is gonna end up falling into that pile of rappers that were really, really great, like really, really great, and we kind of just like forget them. Like, it's weird. Like, it's that era of that early 2000s. I feel like all those rappers kind of just in a time capsule, and they just can't escape. They don't escape it. Like, and the mass public don't give them the appreciation they deserve. Like the Jeezys, the 50s, the T.I.s, the Nellys, the Jaws. Like, it's so many. Did I say Ludacris? It's so many rappers in that pocket that I don't feel like gets enough respect. Like, now, like, it's like we go to the Jay. I'm not even putting him on this level, but it led to a big conversation. We put the Jay-Z, the Nas, Biggie, all those. We talk about them, and then it's this portion that we just forget in that 2000s. Like, the legend stopped, and I don't really like that. So I'm glad I got this album in my collection. I'm glad I could talk about it. If you haven't heard Jeezy's Thug Motivation 101, please go check it out. Even if it's not your kind of music, it's a crazy album. It shows you the mindset of a young black male. And if you have listened to this album, I'm pretty sure you have, let me know some of your favorite songs on here. Let me know where were you at in life when this album came out. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm Tatum. It's time to put this record back on my wall. Peace.